So I have to record this video again because the audio was like really bad. So yeah, basically what I want to talk about today is these two exploits, copy fail and recently dirty fag. So I've been vulnerable to these two exploits for a few hours. I was vulnerable to this one for like one day maybe, and this one like 20 hours, maybe less actually, maybe like 10, because this happened before I went to sleep, and then I only realized a few hours after I woke up. So that's crazy. But it's actually a big issue for me, because I run a Pubnix, which is a Linux server. Well, in this case it's Linux, that like I make like users in my server for other people, and so other people can like connect to it and play around with it. They can for example make their own websites. They can have a Git server, and I can actually show you what it looks like. I have my own website, which is here, and I got a Git frontend for it. This is what people can do on my server, on my Pubnix. But recently, another thing you can do on my Pubnix is get root access, because these two exploits that were found on the Linux kernel. That's a bit annoying for me. I'm sure some of you also were vulnerable to it, and maybe some of you have a similar setup to mine, where you allow other people to connect to your server or computer. So yeah, that's a bit annoying. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to make a very minimal kernel, and I'm going to use the least amount of programs possible. And so the goal with this is that the less you have, the less people have to hack you. And yeah, I think that's a great like mindset to have if you run your own server. So what I basically need on my server currently, and I can show you like my current services. What I basically need on my server is a SMTP server, which in this case I'm using Postfix, and then I also need an IMAP server, which is Dovecot. I have Ergo as my IRC server. I currently do not have an image board, this is not updated. Mumble, I can just use Mumble. I'm not sure if it needs like some special kernel features. It's this one. So kernel, there's nothing about the kernel. So I just need to install. Yeah, so I just need to install Murmur, and I got Mumble. That's it. It's very easy. XMPP, I also don't need anything special. It's just Prosody. For Counter-Strike, I'm actually using ReHLDS, which is a reverse engineered version of the Half-Life dedicated server. And as far as I know, this runs 64 bits, not the original 32 bits. But I still need to have the 32-bit libraries for SteamCMD. And so other things that I have, Minecraft, I obviously need Java. This one is gonna go away. For my web radio, I actually do not need any special kernel features. It's basically just Icecast and EasyStream. So the things I run on my server are not anything crazy. Like you don't need to have like the module, the crypto API that was used, like this one. I do not need this. I also do not need XFRM, so I can compile my own like very minimal server. So yeah, that's it. So my advice to you to avoid getting hacked by Linus Torvalds is to make your own minimal kernel, and if you're crazy about it, you know, just use OpenBSD. So the kernel that I just compiled for my server has 26 megabytes. I think it still has a few modules, so it does not reflect the entire package, but it's not compressed, which it's great. So yeah, my final advice to you is to just make your own custom kernel, a very minimal one, and yeah, fuck Linus.